Hi, and welcome to another one. In this video, we're going to be talking about jealousy in female friendships. I feel like this is super important to talk about. I can I can go on and on about this topic because I have so much experience, years of experience, and it has been so detrimental to my life growing up. I literally shed blood because of somebody's jealousy. And with the spiritual attacks, because it's all spiritual, with the spiritual attacks that's going on, if you are not aware of your surroundings and your spiritual climate, you can end up in a nutty situation to the point of being unalived. Okay, so there's so many examples of this, but I'm going to press play on the video because on this channel, we talk about deep conversations, tough talks, things that people aren't really talking about, or things that aren't being said about viral topics from a biblical perspective. Join the conversation, subscribe, like, share, because somebody needs to hear this. So I ran across this video on another creator's platform on TikTok, Miss Kennedy Taylor, going over her experiences with jealousy in friendships and her list of things that she's learned, like what to look out for. Like when she said this, that's why I started watching the video, and number one was it's so spot on that I had to come on here and do this video.
How to tell if your friends are jealous of you. I've seen another creator do this and she gave her own list of how to tell if your friends are jealous of you, but I thought I'd make my own list since I feel like, unfortunately, I'm an expert. First one is always imitating you. Imitation is like a form of flattery, but there's another layer to this. It's when they try to make you feel bad about it, but then they go purposely copy you and do the same exact thing that you're doing. For example, I used to have a friend where she would always copy my nail sets, right? But she would always make a point to tell me how she did it like my nails. Like I would get my nails done and then she would be like, oh, I don't like that, or that nail is a little bit crooked, or why is that design like that? But then she would go get the same exact nails the next day. Or she would ask me, oh, how are you going to go get your nails? I would show her. She knows when my appointment is. So she would make her appointment like a day before mine and get the same exact nails that I showed her.
Yes, this is so spot on. Like, I try not to linger on the past, but I would look, but these things came up in my memory. Like, wow, like there were multiple moments where I would have, and I literally wrote this down in my notes, like I would be imitated, but at the same time made fun of. It was absolutely crazy. Like, for example, makeup. I didn't even want to wear makeup. It's one of the things that Most High did not want us to learn, but the fallen angels taught the women, and I can see why. And we'll definitely touch on that in another video. I wasn't really a makeup wearer, but it was like something that she literally whispered in my ear, like was on me about it, like, oh yes, come on, it's fun, let's try it. I know you want to try it, because she had already been experimenting with makeup. And till this day, I know that was the op just trying to get into my ear and make me do this thing, which I don't, till this day, I wish I just didn't wear any makeup. But when I started wearing makeup, I would wear a certain type of colors together. I always had like this pink lip with lashes or something like that. I was more into like a natural look, even though I didn't really wasn't perfect at it. I had these outrageous lashes at some points. That was the look. Or I wouldn't wear any like lashes. I'll just do eyeliner with like a pink lip. And I remember this conversation that we had, that she got on me about, oh wow, you look like a clown, like that's way too light of a pink. And she was darker than me, by the way. And I was like, well, damn, like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm tripping. There was also a guy who had said it, but some told me he was like, something was up with him. But it was crazy because I always used to get complimented. I always like used to get all of these, I guess you could say, pulls and stuff like that. That's how the women call it, whatever. And I always used to get a lot of compliments on this look. But then I saw we were going in pictures and stuff. So the Lord shows you things. We were going through pictures, and I see a picture, and I wasn't there at the time. She was doing something else with somebody else, but she had the exact same makeup look. And when I tell you, I'm like, I'm not tripping. The pink was really light pink. I mean, that's the type colors I was wearing, but I feel like it was even lighter. I mean, it was just, I could just tell in the video. She looks good to me. I'm not one of those people that think that, oh, because you're a certain complexion that you can't rock a certain like shade. Like that's like saying that if you're a certain complexion you can't wear bright colors. Like that's stupid. Like if anything, darker women look real, and it is known in the fashion world to look nice with bright colors, yellow being one of those colors. And of course, I pictures are different from in person, so I don't know how she looked. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the best at applying makeup because again, I shouldn't even have been wearing makeup in the first place. I didn't need it at all. Here we are. That's one of those examples where you cannot doubt yourself. You will doubt yourself because we are in a spiritual battle, and Satan will. I was very unconfident growing up, very, very unconfident. I had no reason to be. Like, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn too much, but really I'm tooting the Most High's horn. He made me gorgeous. Like, but it's just the Satan will come in your ear, especially play off of societies like, oh, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, like whatever mainstream. That's why Satan creates, he tries to make Israelites, okay? He tries to make God's chosen people insecure, because that's why he create, oh, closer to white, closer to Esau the better. Like, no, we are the original beauty. Like, we literally are stunning and arguably the most beautiful. But it's like you get pushed into this box when you get older. And unfortunately, a lot of mothers are not on their daughter's side. Okay, it's like your mom could love you and still be jealous of you. Like, it's a spiritual war. Like, the Lord lets us know we fight against principalities in high places, okay, not against flesh and blood. So it's all spiritual. It's what you choose to feed into, but at the same time, it's like there's so much going on at one time. You have to be mindful. Speaking of being mindful, you might want to check out my book, Melanated and Expecting, going over the things I wish I knew before becoming a mother. If you are expecting, planning on it, or if you know somebody, there was a point in my life where I was, let's just say, being mindful was something foreign to me when it came to decision making. I literally know it had to be witchcraft because I wasn't making the right decisions. The Most High was showing me the red flags, and I was just ignoring it or just going off of my feelings, okay? And you want to make sure that if you're going to be reproducing, that you are avoiding these red flags, the things that the Most High let us get through, such as things with epidural, birth certificates. Yes, there's still things I'm dealing with, consequences, but it could have been worse, and he's definitely getting us through it. So if you want to learn from somebody who's went through it already, that the Most High let not only survive but thrive through these Babylonian trifling streets as a single Eve in this corrupt system, is definitely the mindful thing to do. If you want to show your appreciation while getting edification, the link is going to be in the description or the pinned comment. And more importantly, be mindful and seek the Most High. Back to the video.
Another one is always trying to exclude you. I feel like we kind of already know this, but there's a difference between doing it unintentionally and intentionally. And I feel like as girls, we know the difference because there's a pattern. And sometimes it can be for specific things that they know that you would flourish at. So, for example, I'm a talker. Okay. People like talking to me, not trying to toot my own horn, but I get along with everybody. That's just my personality. And then on top of that, I'm also just pretty as hell. So there'd be like certain events where we have to go to like a celebrity section or like a private party or a mansion party, some private event. And depending on who's showing up or whose event it is, my friends will purposely try to exclude me because they know, oh, damn, like they might actually like her if I invite her. So I'm not going to invite her. That might be in my head, but I genuinely don't think so. Because there's a pattern that forms. And then on top of that, when your friendship ends and then you look back, you be like, oh, yeah, that's what that was. Or like they'll always make plans without you, or they'll always find a way to invite everybody but you, or they'll invite you very last minute, stuff like that. That's how you know they're probably jealous of you. Another one is downplaying your accomplishments. So, for example, let's say you get a new job and you're really excited about it, and your friend asks you, oh, how much are they paying you? And you tell her, and she goes, oh, that's not that much. Or this is for the younger girls. Like, let's say you do really good on a test and you get a 90%, and your friend will go, oh, that's barely an A. It's like little comments to try to diminish your accomplishments. They're probably jealous of you.
Yes, straight facts. Like there are moments that I've noticed, and I used to just like play it off because again, the devil will try to like lower your confidence so that your guard isn't up, so that you're not aware of certain things. There will be things that are like little accomplishments. It could be anything. It could be something so, I mean, minute. I remember moments where she would literally find a way to downplay it. If somebody else recognized me for something, she would find a way to downplay it, and she'll use satire to make it seem like she's just playing around. But after it happened so much, it's just like, you know what? That is weird. And even people started to peep that, like, okay, like, no, this isn't da da da, whatever the case is. And that's why it's so important to have confidence in yourself, regardless of what Satan tries to throw at you. And when she said, oh, you don't realize stuff until you're outside of the friendship.
That might be in my head, but I genuinely don't think so. Because there's a pattern that forms. And then on top of that, when your friendship ends and then you look back, you be like, oh, yeah, that's what that was.
Yes. Yes, that's why I believe the Most High wants you to take heed as warnings. Those things that's being revealed to the light is the Lord's blessings. Like He's trying to show you these things so that you can exit the relationship, because when you're in it, you are going to create excuses for the person, or you're going to gaslight yourself to make yourself think, oh, maybe I'm overthinking. And that's hardly never really, it's never usually the case. I don't even want to say that because there's certain scenarios, but usually, especially if it's gut feelings about situations of other people, that's usually the Holy Spirit trying to tell you something.
Another one is acting like they're happy for you, but they're really not. A lot of times, sometimes it's hard to tell because some people do a good job at hiding it. But the way that you can tell is you can always see a little glimpse of a frown when they be trying to act happy for you. So you can tell them some good news and they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. It's like that little frown that you catch where you like, damn, are you really happy for me? I don't think so.
I'm like literally sitting here looking back into my memory, trying to remember moments of where like I had accomplishments or something, and some like there was any pretending. But yeah, look out for that too. Like there are things you could be, they say love is blind, and that is so true. Like there are so many different things that can, emotions that can blind you from seeing people for who they really are. And it's almost like a sadness to see that you have to like stop being friends with these people, but that's what you should do. That's my advice as a 32-year-old. Break free from those relationships. You don't even have to tell them nothing. You could just straight up, hey, we just not, this not gonna be it. You don't have to tell them no nothing, because they will gaslight you and make it seem like you're crazy.
The last one is trying to act like they're putting you on to something. This is more specific to my experience. Let me give you an example. So, for an example, my freshman year of college, and I will always remember this. You know how when you're a freshman, you're like really thirsty to go to all the events, the frat parties, because you're a freshman and you're just fucking thirsty. So, I remember there was a frat party, and this girl that I was friends with 2.5 seconds, she goes, oh, there's a frat party, but they're really picky on the girls that they let in. So, I'll see what I can do to let you in. Keep in mind, the leader of the frat texted me personally, asked me to come. But I was like, girl, okay. This didn't happen to me, but I've seen this happen to another girl. There was this dark skinned girl. She was drop dead gorgeous, like probably the prettiest girl in the whole entire club. I seen this other girl go up to her and go, they're really picky on the girls that they let into the club, but I know the promoter, so I'll see what I can do. I was looking at her like, girl, if anyone's not getting into the club, it's you. This girl is drop dead gorgeous. You're not on her caliber. So it was like little shit where it's like they're trying to put you on, but they're saying it and doing it in a malicious way to where it's like, girl, you're not putting me on. Now you're just kind of being rude.
That's another thing that I'm gonna point out. Not that whole scenario, but that's definitely happens. I can't really think of anything, any experiences like that at the moment. Oh yeah. No, actually I can. Like as we're talking about it, experiences are coming up. Like they will try to give you some type of advice or whatever the case is, and it's unneeded. Like it wasn't asked for, and but do it with like a backhanded type of compliment or try to like downplay you in some sort of way. But that I wanted to point out the whole colorism thing. This woman on here is light skinned, don't know her, nothing against her, just pointing out what it is. Mainstream is light skinned. So whenever certain light skinned women have a certain type of attention and then a darker complexion woman, okay, more chocolate or on the warm side is getting attention, yo, that's a different type of jealousy that come out of these women. Like they just turn into completely different women. Okay, so that's why I'm here on here to tell you there are so many beautiful skin tones, but we focusing on the chocolate skin tones, the warm skin tones, the browns, the deep browns, because it is literally always under spiritual attack. And it's because usually the thing that's under spiritual attack is the thing that's absolutely stunning. That's just what the facts is. It's the thing that Satan wants you to stay away from. And there's a reason. It's literally melanin. Okay. The darker the melanin, it's called superior melanin. For people that have respect for science, science is just something that they're using to try to figure out what the Most High created. But it is a actual fact. Like there is something about darker skin tones that converts energy like a pro, like a G, uppercase G to be more specific. And that's God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are literally, our melanin is used in solar panels. Like our melanin is cloned by these weirdos in those laboratories. Our melanin is studied, gaslighted, put under a microscope, literally and figuratively, persecuted, admired. Like it's literally you. That's why Satan tries to attack you from when you're young to not like yourself, because when you're not confident, when you're not firm in your standing, you can easily be moved, you can easily be waved around and washed around. Imagine if you go to the beach and you go into that first layer of water and you feel the waves coming in, you feel yourself moving. But if your feet are planted into, like if you're digging out like a sandcastle or whatever, and your feet, even though yes it's sand, but I'm trying to make a an analogy here where you can understand, there's less chance of you being waved and pushed out of the way if a wave comes out. If you're like feet is, it's literally in the sand. Like I hope you understand what I was trying to say, but build up your confidence, know who you are. Okay, and this world is shallow anyway. Haha, that was a pun. Get it? Like shallow water, shallow. Anyway, people are only going to, not all the time, but people are going to treat you a certain type of way. Like in the video, she said people want to talk to her, not to do her own horn, but she's super pretty or whatever the case is, right? And she is a pretty girl. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. She is coming on here with makeup. I don't know how she looked like without makeup. Some telling me she probably looked better without makeup. But I'm just saying this in a way where I hope you, it is what it is. The chances are very high that people like to talk to her because she light skinned with the good hair. Because everybody has assets in this thing. Some girls are just naturally really, really pretty in the face. Some girls just have amazing bodies, and they're like, everybody is different. Okay, every beauty is different. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Is in the eye of the beholder. There are even men who are confused on that and think it's, oh, the eye of the beholder. Yes, of course, beauty is in the eyes of God, but when they mean by that saying is that everybody has a different type. Everybody has a different thing that they're into. But we have to talk about that. Like there are, that's why it's called this pretty privilege, but people not really talking about light skin privilege. There are a lot of women, and when I bring this up, it brings such controversy that you probably wouldn't be getting as much attention if you weren't light skinned. And I'm trying to say this as from a place of care, because there are people that get themselves set up or think that people like them more than they do. Instead, they just hate themselves so much that they're gravitating towards you because of a complexion instead of for who you are. Seen this so many different times. That's proven the gut feelings I be feeling about society in general and interactions in general. A lot of people be playing off of their self-hate, and then you have these women that are like on their high horse, but it's like, really, it's not even really about you. It's literally any other girl could have walked in here, be light skinned, and that person would have been infatuated. That's a whole nother thing. There's a difference between real certain. I've seen some, I mean, beauty where it's stunning, no makeup. Okay, that's why when these girls cop on here and do the most and they're, done up, it's like, it's kind of a little bit laughable to me, because it's like I'm an artist. Like I've seen some beauty. I've seen some beauty. Okay. Not to say, again, not to say that you're not, listen, we black women in general are beautiful. I'm not saying that. Oh, hair types, beautiful. Yes. All of that. But we have to talk about the truth on this drawing. Like we have to highlight the things that are getting overlooked on this drawing. And the problem with this world is that everybody's trying to be the main character. Everybody's trying to be, oh, I'm in this competition. If you break yourself free from that competition and just, you don't even have to really compete for the most high's love, but that's the if there's any competition, that's the only competition you need to be in, is his approval. He is the one who created beauty. He's the one, but more importantly, besides that, he is him, and he reads the heart. Okay, when he was looking for David, okay, he had all these brothers, tall, manly, you know what I'm saying, big, whatever, brothers. And then you see him, and Samuel looked at him and was like, are you sure, like, are you sure it's this one, because there's so many good options. The Most High said it's what's inside. And that's a person, not that he is a man, but that he should, what I'm saying, as like a human, but he's the person that you really have a true connection with, because whether we like to admit it or not, we judge based off of looks. Okay, that's why you see who's really who, or who's really there for who, when, if God forbid, there are instances that happen if somebody gets in a car accident or somebody goes through something, if the relationship lasts, because if it was just built off of a solid foundation or just built off of things that are vain. Most people are going to treat you a certain type of way because of the way you look. There was a woman that, I'm gonna try to find a video, did a chemical peel, very beautiful woman, did a chemical peel, and her, when they do them chemical peels, her face was, ugh. This not her, but this is how they be looking. This is some light too. It's just not a good look, but allegedly it's supposed to make the skin look better afterwards. Not sure. It's just, this just seems a bit extreme to me. And she realized, she's like, Dad, I don't really like how people are treating me and stuff like that. People treat me so different. Yeah. Yes, people are going to treat you differently. And that's an extreme example, but that lets you know, like, people change. The true relationship is with the Most High and his son and the feminine Holy Spirit, the royal family. That's who you should be concerned about, like what they think about you.
Y'all, it's really all about intuition. I feel like a lot of us kind of ignore it sometimes for the sake of wanting to be friends.
The Holy Spirit. And yes, for wanting to be friends. Here's another nugget of advice when it comes to that. Like, That's the main reason you be trying to like, cause girls, oh, we're best friends, we're besties, we're friends. Da, da, da. Listen, be friends with Yeshaya, be friends with Christ, because not saying you can't have friends out here, but your true friend is always going to be through Christ. And we gotta get rid of that notion of you don't want to be mean, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. No, you gotta focus on what you going through, what you gotta do. It sounds selfish, but there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with being like selfish when it comes to, you have to of course use your discernment, but when it comes to your well-being, because in order for you to do anything else, take care of anybody else, you gotta be good, right? So just get rid of that whole idea of, oh, I want to just ignore red flags to be friends with somebody. Same thing with relationships, or ignore red flags because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings and you want to try to make it work. No, we gotta normalize ending relationships that the Holy Spirit is saying is not good for you. Okay, that the Holy Spirit, and that and the way that you get that is through creating that relationship with the Most High. Of course, getting baptized. Like, I'm not perfect, I'm not all the way there, but I will tell you, the word is in me. The relationship is definitely relationshiping through through reality. You have to really take heed to the Most High's warnings, because it can be very detrimental if you don't. So let's get rid of that whole, oh, I want to be friends with this person. No, if the spiritual climate isn't put together and isn't safe, it's time for you to get the step in. Her situation ended wonderfully because it doesn't seem like she got like too much out of it that was bad, and it was mostly like she just had these instances. Unfortunately, like I said, I shed blood in my situation, and also there are some things that I'm dealing with that I it's you'll see. I'm going to talk about it on this channel, and what I'm trying to get at is, if you don't separate yourself from this person, because this was a long, long friendship for me, and I put friendship in quotation marks, like, you it'll physically become an issue. Okay. It will physically become an issue. They will, and if you bring up the situations that happen, they'll gaslight you. Literally, I stay friends with this person because I really was trying to be friends. Like, we really had some good times. We really like had a lot of laughs, jokes, and it's familiar. I'm talking about, this was a friendship from when kids into adulthood. Okay, young adulthood. So it's something that's familiar. It's you don't want to think that about that person, but that person unfortunately turned it around and made it seem like, oh, something wrong with me. Oh, you're sneaky for what that, like, I'm telling you, it is the most frustrating thing, because that wasn't the case. What was the purpose of continuing to be friends with this person? It wasn't like I had really got that much benefit out of it. It literally was just a friendship. It wasn't like she was, I know there are friendships where, oh, they stay friends with you for clout, or they stay friends with you for money or whatever. It wasn't any of that. There literally was no reason other than friendship for me to stay friends with this person. And even if there were those things, it wouldn't have mattered, because that's just not, like, I'm not this perfect person, but that's not what I would have even stayed in a relationship for. I don't move that way simply because of the Most High that is within me. And it was literally out of, okay, there was love, and it was a familiarity. And you got to break free from that. It don't matter how long you've been in a relationship with somebody, friendship, relationship, intimate relationship. Break free from that, because if the Holy Spirit is giving you those cues, okay, always take it to the Most High, take it to the throne, pray on it. He will show you what it is. And but it's up to you to make that decision, because for some women, if you've seen the unalive trials, you've seen the acid attacks, you've seen the different things. There are multiple, I'm going to cover on this channel multiple different scenarios where women and men, of course, are involved in where there's jealousy brewing. Wherever there's jealousy brewing, you have a ticking timer on when this person is going to just attack you, because look at how jealousy has run this whole satanic, demonic war that's going on. Okay, good is always going to prevail. He already won. Okay, the Most High already won, but it's like that's brewed from jealousy of over us. Jealousy ain't no joke. There is a Bible verse, okay? Proverbs 27:4, KJV, wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Okay? This whole Adam and Eve thing, it comes from envy. Okay? We are envied. And me experiencing that level, okay, of envy and not knowing and just like, oh no, maybe this is the, benefit of the, stop doing that. Stop it. No, the person, yes, if your intuition, aka the Holy Spirit, is telling you, yes, that person, there's something off about them, take a step, 1,000 steps back, go pray to the Most High, tell the person, hey, it's not gonna work out, whatever reason. There were points in the friendship, I remember, where my spirit just fell off and I wanted to be left alone. And this person literally came banging at the door with a roundhouse, not even roundhouse kick, kicking the door. That was the Most High trying to tell me, like, this person ain't for you. And not to say that the person is, whatever the case is, but it's a spiritual war. Okay. The person doesn't have to be bad or whatever the case is. The person just is bad towards you. that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Like, it doesn't matter if the person gets attention or whatever the case is. People are always, look at Satan. And this isn't something I'm getting from the Bible. Again, this is something I've heard. He was very handsome. Okay. But that wasn't even enough. It doesn't matter. Okay. But with all that being said, create that relationship with the Most High. You don't need to have friends. I'm not saying that it's not good to have friends, but as we go further and further in these end times, more and more people are going to choose vanity, are going to choose themselves and feed into the demons. And you don't want no parts. Okay. Create that relationship with the Most High. Pick up the Bible. King James Version is the one I recommend, has a truth in it. And stay sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.